After 2 weeks of not working on this car, we are finally back at it today, and hopefully we can get it back up and running. For those of you who can't remember what went wrong previously, the VTEC fitting broke off in the block there, as you can see. So we got Nico here today to help us. Nico actually made a part for us to go in the block there that he'll weld up, and then I've got a sandwich plate from Jerry at Import Parts that we're also going to put in. Apparently that is a much more sensible way of tapping for VTEC on a non-VTEC block. So let's get going. So this is the fitting that Nico made for us. We'll put this in the block and then we'll weld it up to make sure that it's shut. Nico is currently just cleaning the block to make sure that everything is perfectly clean before we start welding. This is aluminium, the block is aluminium as well, so this took a couple of days to make, and then from there on we should theoretically be good to go. I'm busy cleaning up the sump as the sump is off. I bought a new gasket from Honda, as you guys will know. So that is basically what it's going to look like. Nico is just going to weld it up for us there, and then probably at the bottom just weld it a bit as well. But that's what it's going to look like, and then the oil filter housing will obviously go on there, and the tap for VTEC is right there. So the good news at this stage is Nico is able to get in there, so we don't have to pull the motor out. I just want to give a massive shout out to Nico from Intense Fabrication. If any of you are looking for a fabricator on or off site, I would highly recommend this guy. I'll have his details up on the screen right now.
Many hours later.
That piece is welded up in there and it looks amazing. As always, Nico would not just screw something in there or put something in there and weld it up. He had to get the perfect piece machined so that the work looks as clean as possible, and honestly that's why I always make use of him. His attention to detail is just phenomenal. We can finally start assembling the car. It might take me a while, I don't know where everything goes. Obviously I took it off, but the sensors, like the routing for all the wiring for the sensors and stuff, I need to figure that out again. So we are going to do that. I had to get a fitting for the sandwich plate that we got from Jerry, so I got that, and then let me just check the focus here. So we can put that in, and our oil pressure switch screws right in there, so we can get that bolted on, get a new oil filter on. The sump, I already put the sump back on, and then basically just step by step start assembling the car. It's currently 1 o'clock I believe, so within the next couple of hours we'll be able to fire the car up for the first time in about 2 weeks, maybe a bit more. There is a lot of work, as y'all know, the CV's out. It's a lot of work to get it put back together, but I'm just gonna take my time, work it through. Don't know how much I'll be able to show you. It's not really fun content to watch. After a long day, this car is finally back together. I got it on the ground, I put oil in it, we should be ready to start it up. The only thing I might have to do is top up the coolant, but once we started the car, I'm going to see if there's any oil leaks. Fingers crossed that there's none of that, otherwise this all would have been pointless. We got new oil filter, sandwich plate from Mishimoto. We got that bung welded up. I got a new sump gasket. We literally redid everything now, so fingers crossed that it's good. I'm going to quit talking, I'm fired up. I haven't heard this car in over 2 weeks, so super excited to see what's gonna happen. We unplugged the ECU while we were working on the car, so even though the battery was out, we still unplugged the ECU just to be 100% sure. I should have known this. Let me put the jumpers on. So this is take 2. I believe the injectors needs to get some fuel since everything was unplugged. Not sure if this is normal. Wants to run. I think the injectors just need some fuel with everything that was out. Let's try it again. I'd have to check, but it sounds like there's no fuel. So let's see. Might probably be a good idea to do that.
the next day.
This is currently day 2 of working on the Honda. Like you saw, it's all back together and the car doesn't want to start. I suspect that the alarm system might have something to do with it. The reason why I don't think it's wiring is when Jan and his team, when they did the issue master, they made everything extremely easy. All the plugs are labeled. You can't put it in the wrong place. All the ends or the connectors would differ anyway, but I mean it's clearly labeled. This is injector 1, 2, 3, 4, coil 1, 2, 3, 4, knock sensor, oil pressure. You can't go wrong with this. And I double checked last night, there's nothing wrong that I can see. If it's not gonna start this morning, I'll go through all the wiring again to make sure, but in my mind there's nothing wrong with it. So the battery was flat yesterday and we had to jump start the car, so I charged the battery overnight as you saw just now. So hopefully that the new charge will, I don't know, maybe help start it or let the alarm figure itself out or whatever. So I guess there's only one thing to do, and that's to start it, or try and start it at least. You see this alarm? There it's locked now. If I unlock it, it should go once. This is a completely new thing. It's never been doing this, but let's try and start it up. There is spark, there is fuel, so it might be that the fuel injectors are not opening. See this light here? Now it's flickering, which it never did. I still suspect something with the alarm is not working as it should. You can hear the fuel pump prime. Still the same as yesterday. You can hear the alarm going off as I'm cranking the car. The alarm is going off. I don't know, something with this alarm is not lekker. I guess that's going to be it for this one. We'll figure it out in the next video. Peace out, bro, and reflect your passion.